Okay, everybody. So today we are going to start working on our basic chassis, and that's the one that we're going to do for our bumper bot. So let's go and remember to sign in. After you have signed in, the teacher has your nicknames if you forgot them, and of course the code that you are going to need. Remember that the code is also there. You guys can just add the code, the classroom code, and enter with your nickname. So after you continue working on your design, this is what we left off last class. So let's start deciding or doing the ones that are up here. Okay. So as I told you, I'm gonna need some more holes on this design. And the first one is gonna be a square or a cube that we're gonna make 50 millimeters by 45.3 millimeters. Okay, so let's go ahead. So remember to go to the top view, and on the top view, you're going to click where it says um, orthographic. It should go to orthographic view. And now that we see that this is completely planar, we are going to grab a hole. And we're going to make a hole right here at the bottom. We're going to like try to put it right there in the bottom. If you guys really want to see closely, you can just select it and click where it says fit view to selected shapes. See if it's really on the corner or the screen. Okay, that way you can snap it right there on the corner. After that, you can zoom out, and because we're gonna start putting some dimensions on this hole. Now, the dimensions of this hole, as I said, the length is gonna be 50 millimeters. Let's see if it 50 millimeters by um, 50 millimeters by 45.3. And in this case, we're going to switch it a little. So 45.3 on the length and 50 millimeters on the width. Okay, so here we have um, our cube, and we're going to take it back, and we're going to snap it to right to the corner again. Remember, if I want to make sure that it's snapped, I can just fit in, and there we go. Okay, now that we have our square, we are going to move this square. Okay, so remember that in order to move it, we need to know exactly how much we're going to move. We're going to move it 85 on the y axis. So we're going to just pull it up, and we're going to pull it 85 millimeters. So there we go. We're moving. And on the bottom, you see that there's a number that is growing, 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 growing. So it says 85. And 85 millimeters is exactly what we want. Okay. So there we go. 85 millimeters. And that's where exactly the point where we want to make this hole. Okay. There we go. Now we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to quickly duplicate this. I'm going to click on the top left where it says duplicate. And now there's another cube right there in that same location. So I'm going to just drag it, and I'm going to put it right there on this bottom corner. That's going to be my um, my reference point. After I have my reference point, I'm going to zoom out, and then zoom out. I am going to move this cube right there on the top, moving it right there until I get to 85. Okay, so remember 85. You can also put the numbers if you want manually, and you don't have to try to guess or try to snap it. You can just put the numbers in there. Okay, so that's another way of doing it. So we have our two holes, and if we click on the home view, you're gonna see that you have the two holes. Remember that we need to push them down a little bit. So I'm going to select both of them. Remember that in order to select both of them, you can press the shift key on your keyboard, and you can select both of them at the same time. You can also do it one by one. But I'm going to select both of them. I'm going to just push them down a little bit inside my chassis. So then I can group them, and then I will make the holes. Okay, now this hole will definitely take a portion of the edge of this um, chassis. Okay, now I am going to select everything, and I'm going to select it, just drag, like click and drag, and I'm going to select all the objects that are here, and I'm going to press group on the top right. Okay, and now I have my another portion of my chassis. Okay, so I'm going to go to top view just to see how it's looking, and it's looking a lot more better. Okay, so here we go. So we have our chassis, we have our holes, and we're going to do another hole. Okay, so now we are going to continue doing um, our next hole. Okay, so let's go back to our basic shapes, and on basic shapes, let's do another cube. Okay, and this times the cube is going to be 44 by 63. Okay, 44 by 63. So again, the length is going to be 44 by 63. Okay, and here we have our cube that we're gonna make on this corner. So let's put it right now. We're gonna put it on this corner, on the top corner. Okay. Remember that you can zoom in just to verify that it's like well snapped. Okay. And now we are going to move this. It's really important that we move it, and we are going to move it just a little bit to the left. Okay. And we're gonna move it. We're gonna move it about 24 millimeters. Okay. So now that it's snapped right there on the top, we're gonna move it just 24 millimeters. Okay. 24, and here it's. Let me see if I can put in 0, and then we're gonna move it. It's not showing, so let's wait just a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna just hide the rulers for a moment. Okay. Because we need to just move it 24. There we go. Now it's showing that we should move it 24. Okay. And we're going to put it down all the way to the edge. Okay. There we go. That it touches this bottom part. Okay. And of course, again, we need to create another one exactly with the same conditions. So I'm going to duplicate it on this side. I'm going to move it right to the top corner of my design, make sure that it's snapped right there. And as I said, we're just going to move it 24 to the right this time, 24 to the right, and we're going to move it right there to the bottom so it reaches right there at and snaps right there at the corner. Very good. Okay, so if you guys want to like make sure that it's right there to this snapped, there we go. So it touches. Now we are going again, like I said, we're going to click on the home plane. Then right there on the top corner, right? And this corner now I can push these two elements down inside my chassis, and then I'm going to group everything just like we did before. I'm going to just drag, click and drag, and after I have everything selected, I'm going to click on group, which is on the top. There we go. Now we have our top view. If you see our top view, there's our chassis. Okay. Now there are a couple of things that we can modify. If you see the chassis as, and it's take away the corners of these two, and you can do that using some other types, like using this roof. Okay, you can make a roof, and you can take away portions of these corners, and that's something that you guys can try out and see if it works. So guys, the whole thing is that you should have this ready for this class, okay? And that would be our first chassis, the bottom plate, and then we can do the top plate in no time. That way we can go take it to the laser cutter and get our chassis ready. Have a great day.